My next milestone is taking Noya on a trail ride. Riding her in an open range is completely a different ballgame. I need to make sure that I have full control over her gas pedal, brakes, and steering. I will only attempt the first trail ride when I feel she's ready. I realized that the hackamore was rubbing on her face and bruising her badly. I decided to introduce the Snapple bit earlier than usual. I first let her wear it without the reins. She could still eat and drink with it. I needed to make sure she would be comfortable wearing it for my next ride. Even though she started to feel comfortable after a couple of hours, I let her wear it overnight. Next day, I start off by fundamental groundwork and then introduce the snaffle bit with the McCarthy rein for the first time. I let her be for a few hours before I take her up to the arena for another ride. Final adjustment to the bridle piece. A little more groundwork. I tighten the cinch one last time and I get on her. I always flex her head and neck when I first get on her. I want to make sure she waits for my signal to move. First lesson is one rein stop. When I want to stop her, I sit deep in my saddle. Give her 2 seconds to stop. If she doesn't, then I flex her head and neck. I do this on all 3 gaits. She is very new to this concept and has a lot of resistance. I will not release the pressure till she stops and flexes her head and neck and touches any part of the saddle or my feet. There's a lot more resistance today. This is her first day with Snapple bit. I don't want her to take any bitter taste from it, so I quit early. Only 25 minutes of arena work. Another day of riding in the arena. A bit of preparation and I get in the saddle. A little flexion and some touch and tap, and off we go. Stopping the horse is critical for the first trail ride. It could be disastrous if I could not stop her when on the trail. So I will continue working on one rein stop. Much better today. Let's see how she does in trot. Not bad. Let's canter. Of course, the faster you go, the more troublesome, but we'll have to get there. I reprimand her by moving her hindquarters. She resists deflection. At least her canter is smooth and consistent. I let her go for a few laps and I start moving my hand around her for some desensitization. A relatively good stop. Change of direction. More desensitization to my hand's movement all over her. I rest her in the corner. I walk her off and out of the arena and walk her down the road to her stall area for the first time. She stops and hesitates.
Come on, girl.
I cue her to move on. I bring her to the gate next to the road to desensitize her to the rapid movement of the cars. Got her into the trailer with no issue.
Good girl. Good girl.
Back out with no problem. Altogether, it was a 30-minute session. Not a bad day. In preparation for the first ride, I decided to desensitize her to few new items. Tarp on the fence and tarp on the ground. First, a little preparation. I now introduced the tarp on the ground to her. I basically sent her around, and as soon as she started investigating, I let her be. It's a windy day, so I put some metal sandbags on the tarp so the wind won't blow it away. she gets to walk on it. She thinks it's water and wants to paw it. I want her to walk on it from all directions before going to the next tarp. She's pretty comfortable with it. Let's move on. Now I will send her between me and the tarp, keeping my distance far from the tarp to start with. She gets to investigate it sooner than I thought, and walking calmly by it. The fact that it's windy today would make the tarp even scarier. As I have said before, horses are afraid of anything that moves and makes noise, and tarp moves and makes a lot of noise. She hesitates. I encourage her to go through it. One more thing, horses hate narrow spaces as they are extremely claustrophobic. I get closer to the tarp. She's so calm that amazes me. I get even closer. I think we are good. Today lasted an hour. Today is a day before the first trail ride. Since I will be filming the trail ride with a drone, I decided to desensitize her to it. I also asked Kristen to come and ride her for two reasons. First, I wanted to see how Noya rides with someone other than me. I also wanted to use drone around her, so she will be even more ready for the trail ride tomorrow. I think we are good to go. Today, we spent a total of 30 minutes with her.